It's going to be at One North Gallery.
Yeah.
This is series 3 of Akili Nywele.
Yeah.
And so the layout is that there's 2 spaces. And in the first space, there are going to be 2 projections. Although this has changed, we're going to put the projections side by side here.
Yeah.
Projecting onto these walls. There's a window here.
Yeah.
These projections that are on this side are going to be works I have done in the last 2 years, relating to the ways in which women are governed when it comes to their looks. So they'll be playing. It's the same projection, but just playing at different points in the action, so that you have what feels like a conversation between 2 women.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be benches here as well, so you can actually watch the projection. And then this is one exit. This is one entrance. And then this is the main exhibition space. We've closed off that space there, and this space here. And we've added this area here, which is a balcony area. So you come in and there's a table with hair artifacts. So I was looking for my combs, my brushes and stuff like that, and I was going to put them onto a table and make them look sterile. So they're going to be silver tools of torture, I can call them that.
Wow.
And then there's going to be a child's vanity here.
A what?
Child's vanity.
Child's vanity.
So like a dressing table
Okay.
with a mirror.
Yeah.
Very pink as well. And there's going to be a curtain here. So this is a curtain right there. Then there's going to be a big mirror here. So when you walk into the space, you see yourself, you reflect on yourself today,
Yeah.
and you reflect on yourself as a child.
Yeah.
And then in between, in that conversation, is this table with tools of torture that made you who you are at this particular moment. I was actually deciding if I want to put posters on these walls, which is the works that I'm working on. They're in the room where I work with paper.
Yeah.
I'll show you those works in a minute.
Yeah.
So it's like a walkway of beauty, a hallway of beauty.
Ah.
And then you come into a living room setup. So this is a living room setup. And in here there's an armchair and the carpet that I showed you with the hair.
Yeah.
And then there's a TV playing old videos of advertisements, which I can send to you. Actually, I can send you this, and I can send you this performance.
Okay.
So I've taken a collage of all sorts of advertisements that talk about women and hair.
Okay.
And then there is going to be a bookcase which has moved from here. It's now going to be on this side. And it's full of romance novels. All of them representations of what femininity is supposed to be like, and the romance and all of that. And there's a window here.
Are they written all? Are the authors Kenyan?
No. It's all European.
Okay.
So because I feel like a lot of our identity has come from what we have been exposed to. A lot of times that exposure has got to do with European ideals of beauty.
Yeah.
Especially when it concerns weave and long wavy hair.
Okay.
So,
Oopsie.
you step on everything. These are the works on paper.
Yeah.
That I am trying to figure out how best to present them. And these are the images of beauty. You get these with hair packs. When you get hair, it tells you this is how you're going to look, like this person.
Yeah.
And they are rated as the ideals of beauty and models for you. None of which actually has got African hair.
Yeah.
African looking hair. What they have is wavy, long hair.
Okay.
And then this is the carpet, the hair weave carpet.
Yeah.
Which is going to be present in that space.
Near that chair.
Near that chair, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be an armchair sitting there with the remote. you have the opportunity to step on it, take your shoes off and step on it.
Yeah.
And experience it. So I like interactions with my space that relate to it. Really.
So these are the books for the.
Yeah, these are some of them.
Okay.
There's a lot more coming.
And these are all your personal books, or
No.
you've loaned them for the show?
I have bought them. They're all
Okay.
romance novels. And as you can see, long, waving, hair, beautiful
Yeah.
ideals, and even the man is dictated for what the man should look like, but that's someone else's discussion to have.
Exactly. You can't do everything.
I can't do everything.
Yeah.
And these are the toys or the experiences of womanhood and femininity that
Yeah.
young girls and some boys get. You know, this is your early experience on gender.
Yeah. And all of them are white. You know?
No, yes. Actually, when I was buying them, it was difficult. This is the only black doll, and she's actually quite light-skinned.
Yeah.
When I was looking for
There's one
dolls,
also
and
here.
there's one there. I remember the first time I asked if they have black dolls, and the man was like, "What do you mean black dolls?"
He couldn't believe
I
his.
couldn't believe it, so I had to Google the image and show it to him and be like, "This is a black Barbie.
Yeah.
Do you have these?" He's like, "I've
Yeah.
never seen these."
No.
Yeah. And he's been selling toys for many years. So all these are second-hand toys
Yeah.
from European markets
Okay.
and American markets, and they end up as the first experience for a black African child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to say with the whole exhibition?
I don't even know if I want to say anything specific. I think I just want to raise questions.
Maybe ask questions?
Yeah, I want to raise questions. I prefer not to say something.
Like which
in my
questions do
work.
you want to ask?
I want to ask, if Akili ni nywele and kila mtu ako nazo, if actually wisdom is open to everybody.
Yeah.
Are we aware of where our perceptions on beauty come from?
Okay.
Are we aware of our definitions of femininity and where that comes from?
Yeah.
And how much of it is within our control?
Exactly.
Yeah. Those are the
Oh.
questions I want to ask.
Okay. And where will the show be? Where will it
The show will be at
exhibited?
One-Off Gallery.
Okay.
Yeah,
Located in Nairobi.
in Nairobi, yes.
And you're the are you the curator?
Sorry?
Are you the curator for the exhibition?
Yeah, I'm the curator and the artist.
Okay. Why is that?
I could say it's because I was lazy to find a curator to work with.
Okay.
But I could also say that I think we need more curators to stand up and step forward and take on more projects and be willing to collaborate with artists locally.
Okay.
Could be any number of reasons.
Okay.
Curator tradition, culture is not very strong here,
Yeah. That's
and that
true.
needs to change definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And this kind of work, because there's a question I always have for artists like you who are doing installations. The money bit, how do you, can this work be sold, for example?
Yes. So how I do my work is, so the works on paper are sellable. The elements within the installation that are sellable.
Okay.
And that then pays back for the cost of doing the installation.
Okay.
In Kenya, it's not very common to come across installation works.
Yeah.
So the collector base here, as thin as it is even thinner for
Installation.
works.
Yeah.
So I found that if I have pieces that are digestible,
Yeah.
so if they're works on paper or if they're sculptural pieces, people are more willing to buy those from the installation.
Yeah.
I think eventually we'll get to a point where someone can buy a whole installation, have it reinstalled, or keep it the way it happens in other countries.
Okay.
But I think for me the main thing is the conversations that happen within the space. And how am I usually paid for installations? I could be commissioned by somebody and they
Okay.
could pay for the labor to create the work. If you pay for the materials.
Okay.
Which other way? Yeah, I think those are the main ways, the two main ways that I know of.
And how complicated is it for you to access these materials? You talked about your struggle with getting a comb from Uganda. How readily available are the materials on the market?
My artwork is all everyday stuff.
Okay.
I like everyday objects because I think everyday objects have got not just the use of that time, but also particular meaning. Because my work works deeply with memory.
Yeah.
And I like people audience members, when they interact with my work, to think about their own experiences of that everyday object.
Okay.
So they're readily available. It's not like paint where sometimes you're missing red pigment.
Yeah.
Or canvas that's on shortage.
Yeah.
I will use whatever I find for whatever idea I have. In fact, I tend to feel like I'm a bit of a hoarder because I've got all sorts of stuff that's waiting to be used. Like the exhibition in November, I've collected all these pillboxes, which I'm going to use. So yeah, things just sit. And I also like repetitiveness. So the Barbies are a form of repetition in my work. And most of my work has got scale and repetition, and it's got at least 3 senses involved.
So you can smell, you can touch, you can see.
Yeah, or you can hear.
Okay.
You can touch.
Yeah.
You can feel. You can eat. There's some that you can eat. Yeah.
Maybe my last question will be on womanhood. What's your take on womanhood?
I don't know, I'm still discovering it, and I think it changes, and I think that's what we have to understand. Womanhood changes. Womanhood at 16 is not the same as womanhood at 30. It's not the same as 50 and 70 and you name it. And I think maybe society needs to back off a little bit because it's dynamic, it changes. Let women experience it for themselves and stop dictating how it should be. Don't say a woman in her 30s should have children and a marriage, you name it, and a woman in her 70s should not go out partying. Let the woman determine what her womanhood will be like. Because, womanhood is affected by the environment. It's affected by how life takes its direction. I think men and manhood, apart from, of course, ideals that men should be macho and they should be the protectors and the providers, I think there is more leeway for men to be men and not that much leeway for women to just be women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree less. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Karibu.